Hello YouTube, this is Telon Telvaras here again. Um, in the last how-to video, I taught you how to set up a development environment for coding with Minecraft Babric, but I didn't give you much of an intro on how to actually make a mod. And if you tried to make a mod after setting up your development environment, you probably found it to be pretty difficult because the out-of-the-box mappings for Babric are not very good. A lot of the methods and fields are not defined, and coding in native Babric is pretty difficult. But luckily for us, some excellent coders have been working on something called StationAPI, which gives you so much more access to events which happen in Minecraft, ability to create items, blocks, recipes. They just really simplify things, streamline things, and make it easy for us mod developers. And I highly recommend this. This is their kind of wiki how to set up the workspace for this. But basically what it boils down to is you're going to want to go to their example mod, and the same thing, you're going to want to create a repository with this. I already have one, but I'm going to do video 2, and I'll create this. And you can create that. And on the last video, I had a question about how to clone down a repository, how to get this open with Visual Studio. So you might need Git. This is how you work with repositories, and it's a version control system to maintain your code. You never worry about losing your edits so long as you, commit them. So you can look into how this works or find a YouTube video on this. It's an excellent tool. As far as how to merge that with Visual Studio, it's probably just as simple as right here, going to accounts and adding your GitHub credentials. So that way Visual Studio has access to it, and then you can probably open with Visual Studio and clone this down. Now I'm not going to do that because I already cloned it down for this one, test video repository. And if I open up my instance of IntelliJ here, you should remember from the last video that once you have this, you can open up the Cradle tab and you can build it. We can build it first, see that it builds, but then after we build it, we can run it and see what this is all about. So this is an example mod just to show you kind of how working with StationAPI works. It shows you how to do events on initialization, how to do events on initialization of the recipes, to add new recipes to Minecraft, how to add new achievements to Minecraft, in-game events for like when key presses happen. Mixins are a Babric thing which allow you to inject code into Minecraft. So this, for example, is injecting code into the Minecraft applet class, and this line is printed out by an example Mixin. So this is how you would modify like a generic Minecraft function if you wanted the Minecraft function to do something different. Mixins are what will make mods not compatible with each other. So therefore they're not seen, they're not pushed as much. They're meant to be difficult is what the Babric community says, because we don't want the mods to conflict with each other. But at the end of the day, if you do need to use a Mixin, or you're trying to accomplish something which can only be done with one, by overriding the behavior of the default Minecraft, this is what you do. We run into this a lot with the AnnoyanceFix mod, which is the mod I've been working on, where like we created a Mixin for boats, and we wanted to overwrite, the boats crashing and breaking into sticks, and this is quite a large function which happens on tick, and we needed to comment out this portion of it. And there's some other things. We inserted some code in this interact function. So if you're doing crazy things like that, you might need a Mixin, but if you are just trying to add new stuff, chances are you probably don't. StationAPI has handled a lot of that, and in fact it's handled a lot of other events and stuff that you might want to listen to. So you don't have to get your hands dirty in the actual Minecraft code. So what does this code here do in the example mod? Well, if we run the client, we will see that it adds us one block. It adds a recipe for how to create that block. It adds probably an achievement and a couple of output messages, that say like example mod and 18 achievements, 154 recipes. This line is printed by an example mod Mixin. Once again, forgive my computer. It's a 4K screen, so it always makes Minecraft really tiny like this. So let's log in and take a look at that block that they made. Then we can take a look at the code and see how they did it. And then I hope to actually in this video go through adding something to the mod that I'm working on, so that way you guys can get a feel for what that's like. So we're gonna actually make this bigger. Once again, apologies for the white screen. My computer just is not adapted for Minecraft. So the one block that they had, I already looked ahead. I believe the recipe they made it is dirt. So I can take dirt and I can craft their example block here. And it's seems to be an insta-break sort of, I don't know, stone variant. So I believe they also have models for like, crafting. Oh yeah, here we go. So 2 dirt. So they have this complex model which looks like a chair. So you can do all sorts of crazy things with StationAPI. And you can make shaped crafting recipes. If I had a crafting table, let me just show you what the crafting recipe would look like. I'm not going to spend all the time to run out and actually grab one, but if you make something like this and then add another dirt right here, that would be, I think that's a crafting recipe for one of these blocks as well. Just a shaped version of the crafting recipe. There's also a crafting recipe for smelting wool in a furnace to get an apple. Let's go take a look at that now. So let's exit out of Minecraft. And let's take a look at their recipe listener. So you can see here we have the shaped crafting recipe that I was talking about. Cool item. And how you craft it is, here you have the crafting item, which is dirt. And then the recipe, since it's shaped, this is sort of the top 3 crafting slots. Then these are the next 3 crafting slots, and then the next 3 crafting slots. And then this is the symbol for the item you're going to use to craft. So this says you need item X in the top 3 slots, on the slot on the left, not in the middle, and a slot on the right, and then the slot in the bottom left, not in the middle bottom, and the bottom right. And all of those have to be item X, which is dirt. If I wanted to define another item, I could simply go like this. I could say item Y, and then I could specify an item, block stone. And then I could change a couple of these to stone wherever I want stone to be in the recipe. Then you can see here this smelting recipe, which I mentioned earlier. If you take an instance of wool, you can smelt it, and the item output here is an apple. And then here's the shapeless crafting recipes, which we just went over. That if you have 1 dirt, you're going to get example block 1. If you have 2 dirt, a dirt here and then another dirt there, you'll get example block 2. So we can look at some of the achievements which they added. They added an apple achievement and some other funny ones, I suppose. If you get an apple, probably, and then if you get a bone, you get that achievement. So, item listener. This is for creating their item. This is so that this item gets registered to the mod. The cool item, becomes a thing. Finds its way inside of there. Looks like they may have added some key bindings. I didn't get to test those out, but we could if we wanted to. These would, oh, yep. Probably if you pressed I, you would die instantaneously. If you pressed Y or U, you'd get some of the other test methods which are running inside of here. So you can get your own code to run inside of Minecraft. Very cool. You can see it seems to be fairly easy to work with. If you have any questions, just put them in the comments of the video. Now I'm going to show you how we go about adding a new class. In this case, it's going to be a Mixin to work with StationAPI. And for this, I want to make it so that beta Minecraft bookshelves drop books. So I'm going to create a new Java class, and I'm going to name it bookshelf Mixin because I'm injecting directly into the Minecraft code. Add that to Git. And when you add this, for your Mixin to actually run, you need to add it to this Mixins file here. So I'm going to do that. Bookshelf Mixin. So that should resolve at some point. If I spelled it right and everything's right. Oh, it's probably not a Mixin yet. So I'm going to take my stairs Mixin because it's actually going to be very similar to this. I'm just going to copy everything and put it in here. Then of course this is the bookshelf Mixin. And it's the class it's going to be injecting into is bookshelf, so I need to find that. That's a Minecraft block right there. Let's see, there's no default constructor because I need to name these bookshelf Mixin. And this block-based template might not exist for this. We'll see. So using IntelliJ, I can control and go into this Minecraft class or bookshelf class, and we can take a look at what it has. Looks like it has a default constructor, and then texture for side, drop count, return 0. See, this is the problem. It doesn't drop anything. But it's also not going to drop the right ID, so I guess we're right that this probably does not exist. We're going to use injectors, so So we need to modify the drop ID because we want the bookshelf to drop books. Currently in modern Minecraft, they don't drop anything. So I can kind of show that. Oh, this might not build because this function's not complete yet. Will this run? This shouldn't run. Yeah, okay. Let's try that again. So yeah, have some extra time here. This is probably happening because I've created a Mixin which does not exist. So I'm injecting, yeah. No. Ugh. All right. There we go. All right, it's working. As well as it can work on my screen. Probably not the best person to cover this with everything that goes on. So we can see that first off, the annoyance fixes that we created are working. We made it so that boats, when they break, drop boats rather than wood and planks. But we're looking for bookshelves, and we're going to get an axe, and I'm going to show you here that the default behavior of bookshelves is to drop nothing in beta Minecraft. It's very sad. We don't like that. So let's exit out of this, actually. And for the stairs, it was very simple to make them drop themselves. Before they weren't dropping stairs, we just got the drop ID and forced the drop ID to be the ID of the stairs. And if we go to the stairs class, we can see that it's full of all of these methods. Oh, let's get this out of the way. That's and drop ID was the one we wanted to target and replace. But for some reason, the bookshelf class does not seem to have all of that. So it's going to make it more difficult for us to inject, obviously, into a method doesn't even exist. So I'm thinking that these methods still exist, but they exist inside a block base rather than the bookshelf. So I'm going to see if I can't do anything about that. I think I might have done this once before. Let's take a look at block base and see if we can find these methods. So let's search drop ID. So I mean, get drop ID does exist, it just exists inside a block base. So you would think that this is possible. This extends block base, so it should have all the same functions as block base. We have the injector. I wonder why this is not working. I could have sworn that I did the same thing for block base, or because I don't think the stairs class has all of these methods either. So it's possible that somebody extended this class to have all of the missing functions. Well, I thought this was going to be a really simple video. Maybe the number of functions which the base class uses is different. The number of parameters. Drop ID. Nope, still takes integer I and a random. Well, maybe this is where we go ask the internet for help. Let's find Babric Mixins. Let's So this is kind of the opposite of what we're trying to do. This injects. So here they inject twice. It's just that we don't. It's probably not possible. Probably we'd have to inject into block base, and then inside of block base we'd have to check if it's a bookshelf and then change what the method it returns, because the bookshelf itself does not have the method that we need. Or I wonder if we could create the method and then just override it ourselves. I wonder if that would work. Let's see what our annotations can be. Override. I like the look of that. Let's see what happens. Oh, there it is, maybe. Maybe? What does it want? It wants... Does it want this? Or actually, I wonder if I just need to do the override with an inject. Maybe this? Well, let's look into override method Mixin. Perhaps there's an example of that. So, toolchain, Mixin, injectors, reflection. Let's just search their wiki for override. Maybe? Ooh. Can't read that. This might not work at all, what I'm trying to do. I'm just... Method does not override method from its superclass. That might be because we have this cancelable. Let's try. Oh, there we go. Okay, so, it's very interesting. We're now creating a new Minecraft function which doesn't inject into the code. We're simply changing the behavior of the bookshelf Mixin entirely. So, in order not to create problems, what we probably want to do is maybe call super. That would... This will do everything which the original method does. So then if we, for some reason, don't want our stuff, we would do this. But I think we actually don't want to do that, because really we want to cancel this method and prevent anything from happening. Yeah. So CI cancel, this is a way of canceling a method you inject into, provided that you name your callback info CI. But in this case, we're just overriding a method, so we can just do return. We're not gonna, if we did use the original method, or we wanted to call the original method without, doing our stuff, we would use this super call here. But we're not gonna do that because we're overriding this method, so let's do that. And then we're going to override this method as well to just return. Let's do that. Sorry it took me so long to figure that out, but that's coding. I think I'll probably leave it in just so, I mean, this is what working with this is probably going to be like for you, you know, jumping around Babric and some of these help pages and trying to figure it out. So that's coding. Get drop ID. So we need to return. We want to return the ID of a book because we want it to drop books. Return item instance or item base. Ooh, what's this method supposed to return? Drop ID. It just returns an ID. So I guess if I doesn't really matter as long as I make that ID that of a book. So I'm going to go with item base then because I think that's a better way of getting book and ID. You get one book until I modify the constructor because the default drop number that was written inside of bookshelves is, for whatever reason, 0. So we're going to have to override that function. Actually not sure why I'm overriding this function here. This might be useless, but anyways, I don't think this is going to work yet because, as I was just saying, if we go here, we can see that the drop count is 0. We don't want that. So let us come down here. And now we're actually going to have to do what I was talking about earlier, where we inject into the method. Because this method already exists. So we're going to inject at the head. That means at the very start of the method. Let's go to Babric Wiki. Sorry for all of the jumping back and forth, flashing you with bright white screens and then going back to dark screens. It's the way it goes sometimes. But we need the mixins and injects. And we're going to inject at head. So on top of the method, you can see you can also inject before every return statement at the method call or at the final return statement of the method. And there should be an example of it right here. Yep, we're going to take this. And this method's name is getDropCount. So we're going to put that in here. I think I can do it like this. Yeah. And then we're going to need to add a new parameter, which is callback info. But in this case, since it actually returns a real parameter, we need callback info returnable because we're going to set a return value. So we need this. Let's open this. And we name CIR callback info returnable. And that is of type integer. So let us maybe int. Does that make sense? No, that doesn't. Maybe make sense. I don't know. Then we need to do CIR. There's a way to use this. I shouldn't have deleted everything. I can check my other, you can check the stairs. So CIR set return value, this ID. Okay, that's what we want. Oh, and looks like they do use integer, so, okay. Then we want this to be an integer. We want to do set return value, and we would like it to drop, modern Minecraft drops 3 bookshelves, so we're gonna set it to drop 3 bookshelves. Now it's still upset. Oh, so when you inject into a method, you are actually setting the return value. So this method itself returns void, but the base method, which I'm overriding, is going to return an integer. So I believe now we have everything that we need for bookshelves to drop 3 books. Overriding these methods was a way of getting the default Minecraft code not to run, which might not have mattered for bookshelves because there wasn't any default code for bookshelves, really. It was using the block base. But just in case, I did it. So now hopefully if we break this book... No, we're still missing something. Oh, sad times. Okay, let's see what we did wrong, or what's missing. So bookshelves Mixin, the first thing you want to check is make sure it's up. It's not here anymore. This is a common thing to forget. We took it out when we broke the class. All right. Okay, so now our Mixin should be running. Turn off that rain. This is another nice thing about StationAPI. StationAPI gives you access to setting time, night, toggling rain, healing yourself. All of the blocks, if you want to grab any block, you can either cheat it into existence or use recipe mode. These are just all very helpful tools for mod creators. That looked like it crashed. So let's see if we can't get it out of Minecraft here and see what happened. No. I wanted that information. Here we go. Okay, let's take a look at the error logs. You're just getting the full Minecraft coding experience here. The call get drop count is not cancelable. So let's go to bookshelf Mixin, get drop count. So I set the return value, and apparently this canceled the thing, and that is not allowed, is what it's telling me. Probably because I'm missing the cancelable. Yep, I'm missing this. So let's go ahead and make that cancelable really quick. And let's try it again. Yep, all sorts of little bugs. But yeah, usually when you get a bug, just sort of check the output window. It'll usually tell you exactly what went wrong and what you need to fix. So did I run the wrong? Okay, I'm in the right one. Now let's try it. Ah, there it is, 3 books. And this has been the How to Code with Minecraft StationAPI. I wish you all the luck in your own coding adventures for coding either things into generic vanilla Minecraft with Mixins or coding your own new blocks into existence using StationAPI's resources. And yeah, bye. thought it could be of help. I'll add timestamps so that you can skip past parts of the video where I stutter and do other things. And if you listen this long and watch the whole way through, I hope you learned something and that you have a great day. So take care, YouTube.